A very, very warm welcome to you all on this drizzly Melbourne morning. It seems strange that it is our annual Kids Club Sabbath and yet the church itself is quiet. Normally at this time we are chaotic. There are kids everywhere, there are parents everywhere, and all the grown-ups are looking around wondering what has happened to their space. We have had a fabulous week of Virtual Kids Club. And today we want you to experience what it's been like. Not all of you have got a box at your house, so you can't enjoy the activities that happen as Kids Club church service continues today. But I want you to watch and realise that there are approximately 200 children enjoying this program today. And we hope that you receive a special Sabbath blessing from the message that is presented as well.
Indeed. Today is a very special day, and I want to come back and ask Rosie a few questions in a moment. It's not often we get to come to church together at the moment. It's just one of those strange things with COVID. And I guess just a quick reflection on Kids Club. 160 boxes went out. About 200 kids have been directly involved either through the boxes and online or through doing the do-it-yourself option and online. We counted up how many have been involved in making it happen. And I think at the end of the program, you'll see, keep watching right at the end, all the names, hopefully, of those that have been involved.
Hopefully.
They will appear on the screen, but as we counted up, it's more than 52 people made this possible. About a week of recording and then all the editing and everything else that went with it. But look, there's a couple of other things I'd like to share just for a moment. So firstly, it's that nominating committee time of year. We've sent out a survey to the church to help the nominating committee do their job. It's a big job this year, and because we're not together, it does make it a little harder. So we're just asking that as many as possible to fill out that survey, and that will help on that job. Congratulations also to Ben and Kate. Young Austin David Joseph Keith was born on Tuesday, so new baby there in their household, and we're thrilled for you. The other one that we want to ask you to remember in prayer is Candy Oliver. Candy Oliver is in hospital, went into hospital over the weekend and has had a procedure on Monday for an aneurysm. And that procedure went well, but at this stage, she's not out of the woods. The first step has been positive. She's still experiencing a lot of pain, and she'll be in hospital for a little while yet. And we would ask that when you go into your Sabbath school groups this morning or right through the week, please make Candy and the family a matter of prayer, both that God would reduce her pain, but would also give her a full and complete recovery. So that's for Candy. Please, just uphold her in prayer in the coming weeks, as that's probably the greatest thing that any of us can do at this stage. So I just want to come back to children's ministry and kids club. And Rosie, tell me, so while there's been a number of churches that have kind of just shut up shop during the whole COVID thing, Lilydale has kept going with its children's ministry, kept going with kids club. Why? Why bother? It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, and we have got a fantastic kids ministry team at this church, and I want to say thank you to all of you. Routine and habit are so important when it comes to our relationships with Jesus and our habits to do with church, and particularly during COVID, I believe that keeping our Sabbath routine as close to normal as possible is really, really important. So however you do it in your family, whether you dress up on Sabbath or whether you don't, continuing to do Sabbath school and church keeps your kids in the habit so that when we are allowed to come back together, it still feels like this is what Sabbath is all about. And for Kids Club, we've done this every year for 11 years. So it would have been easier to just say it's too hard, we're in lockdown again. But for the kids in the community that have been participating, and for our kids and for our teens, keeping the continuity and the habit is why we are doing this.
And I was going to say, it's for the kids, but also those that do the ministry, those that are involved in making it happen. There's a pretty big blessing to be gained for them too, isn't there?
There is, and to all the teens and the YPWs who are involved and the extras like Carolee, thank you for being willing. And the vast majority of teens were really keen to come and be involved in their little segments. So it took a lot of logistical working things out to make sure that we didn't have excessive amounts of people at any time. But thank you all for being willing, and thank you to the parents who were the chauffeurs to bring kids and pick them up at different times so we didn't have lots of cars around.
And I think we see a lot from people behind the scenes. It's not just those that are in front of the camera, it's actually a whole lot of people behind the scenes that are making it happen. And the time commitment's quite enormous for some, so we're grateful for that.
We're really grateful to our team here. Ro, Woody and Kaylin have done many, many hours, and Kaylin especially, he hasn't really had school holidays. He has had kids club, so thank you, Kaylin.
Now, next week we return to our series on Paul, so we're into 1 Timothy chapter 1 and 2 next week. But I don't know whether you've noticed, so this week we've got Kids Club, and it's not just for the kids today, this is for the whole church. We want you to have a taste of what's possible and what's been done. Last week we had 2 of our youth pastoral workers preach. The week before that it was Pathfinders, and this is intentional because our kids, our teens, our youth in this church are an integral part of the church and are all part of making this church a great place. So look, that's enough from us for now, and we want to just have you enjoy and be blessed by what is day 4 of Kids Club. God bless.
Oh, it's so good to see you guys again. What an adventure we've had trying to leave Egypt.
It's hard to count the memories that we've had since we left the Red Sea.
You know, we've been so used to living like nomads. You know, one time we settle down and we think things are all right, but then we're packing up and traveling again.
And the adventures we've had, battles, victories, and the odd defeat. But those were when we weren't trusting God, and we don't talk about those.
Yeah, look, but oh hey, the amount of miracles that we saw though, all the manna that fell from the heavens apart from the Sabbath.
And the water out of dry rocks. We were so thirsty, and so were the animals.
You know, oh my goodness.
So thirsty.
Yeah, people were shoving and they were grumbling and shouting and, remember when they honestly asked Moses if God had left us here to die?
And then we saw Moses. He strode up that big hill like a machine. And then he just said, "Quiet!" They were all a bit scared.
Look, not saying that the people were exactly quiet, but hey, Moses did tell us that God heard our prayer.
Yeah. And then he took his staff and he just whacked this massive rock, and the water that came out of it.
It was this beautiful creek and all of this fresh flowing water.
It was amazing.
I guess whatever happens, we just know that God's going to guide us. So trust God.
Yeah. But today we're here at the foot of Mount Sinai, and it's just amazing. All these people, they're so quiet. It's honestly bizarre.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen.
Well, what I reckon we know is that we can trust God. So I can see the singers gathering over there again. So let's go see what's happening.
trials, God has been with us through them all. He gives us strength through His power. He will never let us down, and we sing, oh, oh, oh. God will guide us, oh, oh, oh. He will provide for us through the wilderness. He will deliver us, oh, oh, oh. Hey! So many years, so many trials. God has been with us through them all. He gives us strength through His power. He will never let us down, and we sing, oh, oh, oh. God will guide us, oh, oh, oh. He will provide for us through the wilderness. He will deliver us, oh, oh, He's done it before, He'll do it again. He is faithful, He is faithful. He's done it before, He'll do it again. He is faithful, He is faithful. He's done it before, He'll do it again. He is faithful, He is faithful. He's done it before, He'll do it again. He is faithful, He is faithful. God will guide us, oh, oh, oh. He will provide for us through the wilderness. He will deliver us, oh, oh,
Where is he? No. Where is my... Hey, do you guys know where Moses is? Have you seen him? I've been looking for Moses all day, and I haven't... Oh, there you are, Moses.
Oh, these are so heavy. I wish I'd remembered my staff. Oh, these stone tablets are really heavy.
Are you all right?
Yeah, can I sit down?
Yeah, of course. Here.
So what are you doing in my tent when I'm not here?
I was looking for you, Moses.
Oh, well, I was up on the mountain.
Wait, you were up on a mountain? People need you down here, Moses. What were you doing up on a mountain?
Well, God told me to go up on the mountain, and He told me that He had something special He wanted to tell me and show me and give me.
What?
Any guesses what He might have given me, Malachi?
Some arch-shaped rocks?
He did. He gave me these. Do you even know what's on these?
I don't know. I can't read.
These are the 10 commandments.
Commandments. I'm not very good at my English,
Well,
but that sounds a lot like rules.
They're
I don't like rules.
They're guidelines. Yeah, I guess they're rules. You don't like rules?
No, I really don't like rules. No, not at all. Why
These-
is there 10 of them?
Because they are to protect us. They're not difficult. They're not. Yeah, you don't know how to count to 10. Would you like? Let's do it together, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can do it. 9.
No, 9.
And 10.
10. Yeah.
Look at our little friends out there, Malachi. They can all count to 10.
Yeah, and I did great as well.
Because
Thank you.
God gave us just these 10 little rules to help us be safe, to help us be protected. Do you feel that you want to learn what these rules are about?
I don't see what the point. It just seems like God is trying to spoil us having any fun.
No, these rules are not to spoil us, but to protect us. They're not to spoil the fun, but to make it possible to have fun within safe boundaries. You know, I think the easiest way would be for me to show you how these 10 beautiful laws protect us. Why don't you come with me? Yeah. Follow me out here, and I'll show you. Okay, come along, Malachi. So what we're going to do for this illustration is we're going to look at each one of these 10 commandments. You see the kids out there, don't you? And each one of these commandments, we're going to learn something. All of God's commandments are to protect us. They're to keep us from dangerous things. So you can see this cliff right here.
Yeah.
I am not going to let you step off that cliff because you are going to obey these 10 commandments, okay? And these are going to keep you safe. So we're going to put this over your eyes. Can you put that? You do it yourself.
What?
Because that's what it's like when people put it over your eyes quickly. This is
you're
what
going to keep me safe?
I'm going to keep you safe.
All
The
right.
10 commandments are going to keep you safe.
I got my...
Okay, so as we walk, I'll stop you, and it'll be just like you almost did something wrong, but the commandment stopped you, okay?
All right.
So start walking. Oh, stop! The first commandment says, do not have other gods besides the one true God. What other gods could people have?
Well, I know of the neighboring tribes nearby, they have, I heard them worshiping like Baal.
That's a great example. Let's keep walking and move on to the second commandment. Okay, let's go towards that cliff. Oh, stop right there. Whoa, sorry. The second one says, do not make idols. We should never make an idol that represents anything that would take us away from God, but particularly idols of other gods. Many of the neighboring tribes have those. Okay, let's keep walking. Okay, and you're going towards the edge there, but I'm going to stop you. Whoa, that was close. Do not, this is the third commandment, do not misuse the name of the Lord your God. How do some people misuse the name of God?
Well, I mean, some people just say like, I don't want to say it though, but they just say it when they get angry and stuff.
Yes, that is misusing his name, and we shouldn't do that, should we?
No.
That's good. Okay, let's keep walking to the fourth commandment will help us. And stop. Oh, that was so close. This fourth commandment says, keep the Sabbath day holy. Every 6 days we work, and then on the seventh day, the Sabbath, God says, if you keep my day holy, it will give you the strength to be safe and protected. So that's why he gave us that commandment. Okay, I'm going to turn you around because we got to the edge of the cliff there, and we're going to go the other way now.
Which way's the other way?
Over here.
Oh,
Start walking.
right. No, I don't want
Oh, stop.
Goodness.
The fifth commandment says, honor your father and mother. Now, you know what that means. Be nice to mom and dad. Don't do anything that they wouldn't want you to do. Let's keep walking.
Okay, great.
Okay, so close. Number 6, do not murder. We know what that is. That's when someone dies because of something we've done. We don't want to ever do that. Okay, keep walking. Oh, sorry, so close. Oh, number 7,
What do you do?
keep your marriage promises. Do you have a mom and a dad?
Yeah,
Or do they love each other?
I think so.
Yeah, that's what this one means, is that we should always show the most love that we can to our partners, to our husbands and wives. Okay, number 8, keep coming. Oh, stop. Do not steal. How would not stealing protect you? What could happen if you stole something?
I mean, people might get upset at me because they don't have their binoculars anymore.
Yeah, that's true. They would. And you could get in a lot of trouble, couldn't you?
Yeah.
So we don't want to steal. Okay, let's keep going. We're almost done. Number 9. Oh, stop. Number 9 says, do not lie. When you tell a lie, it's hard to remember. If you tell lots of lies, you're going to get yourself trapped. But also, when you tell a lie, it misrepresents you. It misrepresents the truth. And like you said earlier, if you say you follow God, you're misrepresenting him too, because you're telling that lie. One more step right there. Oh, stop. Number 10 says, do not want things that are not yours. Have you ever wanted something that's not yours?
Yeah, it's like those binoculars. I mean, I didn't, what?
Yeah, it's good that if you want something that's not yours, you can ask to borrow it, you can ask to play with it, but then you always give it back. Okay, you can take the blindfold off.
Thanks.
Can you see how the 10 commandments keep us safe?
I can see.
Yes.
The commandments. Yeah. I guess I'm not off the cliff.
No,
so-
you survived because we didn't break any of the commandments. Let's walk back into my tent. Come on, Malachi. So,
I'm just glad I'm standing on 2 feet.
yeah, have a seat. Are you starting to understand, Malachi, that God guides us? Did God save you? These 10 laws protected you. I know it was only pretend and we were make-believing, but it was to help you understand, just like I stopped you, that God's laws, his 10 commandments, stop us from doing the wrong thing. They protect us and they keep us safe. So God is actually guiding us by giving us these 10 beautiful rules. Would you like to keep these rules?
Yeah, do you have like a spare copy of those that I can take home?
No, there's no spare copy.
Okay. Can I just take those ones home? Because they were these guidelines, they're not really like rules. They're like guidelines. Yeah. They're great for sending, because you said it wasn't really like, that scary. I couldn't see anything that was terrifying.
I know, but did you trust me? We've been
I
together.
did try.
Yeah, we've been together all week now, and I know you've complained a lot, and I've listened a lot, but we're friends now. And you would not have done that if you didn't trust me. But you trusted me to guide you through all 10 of these, just like we can trust God because he guides us, so we can trust God. So, no, you can't take these home with you. These stay here because they belong to all the people. But you know how you can take them with you? You can memorize them. You can remember them in your mind and in your heart so they can guide you through the rest of your life.
Guide me, won't you guide me, guide me all the way. Guide me, won't you guide me all the way. Guide me, oh, thou great Jehovah, pilgrim through this barren land. I am weak, but thou art mighty. Hold me with thy powerful hand. Bread of heaven, feed me till I want no more. Feed me till I want no more. Guide me, won't you guide me all the way. Guide me, oh, thou great Jehovah, pilgrim through this barren land. I am weak, but thou art mighty. Hold me with thy powerful hand. Bread of heaven, feed me till I want no more. Feed me till I want no more. Bread of heaven, feed me till I want no more. Feed me till I want no more. Guide me, won't you guide me all the way. Guide me, won't you guide me all the way.
Rafia, there you are. I've been looking for you all morning. Now, help me with some of this laundry. What's wrong with you this morning?
I'm just sick of where we're at the moment. I mean, every time we get comfortable, God just tells us to go somewhere else. It's ridiculous.
How can you forget so quickly everything God's done for us?
What God has done for us, what he's done for us is lead us out here forever just to die in extreme poverty. And the rules, the 10 commandments or whatever.
Don't you remember the stories? We were slaves in Egypt and God rescued us. The least we can do is obey his wishes. Do you remember where we got those 10 commandments from?
Of course I do. Mount Sinai.
Carved by God's own hands.
That's what you say. I'm not so sure. I'm just worried about Moses and his leadership style.
What do you have to worry about?
What kind of a question is that?
Well, what did you eat for breakfast this morning?
Manna, like I do every day.
And what about what did you drink this morning?
Water from that spring out of the rock, all the way out of camp.
And what about the story about the battle with the Amalekites?
We finally won under Joshua's leadership.
Joshua, I'm pretty sure you meant God. He's been with us through it all. He's provided everything we need, and you want to go complain about it.
Yeah, that's what you say. I'm not so sure. But Moses, God's messenger, he's probably just nicked off somewhere else and left us here.
Moses wouldn't do that. If he wanted to leave us, he would have done it 40 years ago when he had the chance. We're a new nation, Fire. Quit your worrying. Now, I'm going to go appreciate what God has given us and roast some quail for us.
Well, just enjoy yourself. I just hope Moses comes back.
Imagine standing at the bottom of Mount Sinai. Guards have been posted all around the bottom of the mountain so that no one else could get too close. And then there was a big storm with lightning and thunder. I would have been frightened for Moses standing at the top of that mountaintop, and also frightened for myself. That would have been awe-inspiring. And then Moses finally returned with 2 pieces of stone that God had written on with his own finger. That's unbelievable. In today's snack bag, you will find 2 Tim Tams and a toothpick. Open both packets of Tim Tams. Place them on a plate with the flat side facing up. God had given the people the 10 Commandments to stay happy and healthy. In Hebrew, the translation is 10 words. I like the sound of that. We're going to pretend that your Tim Tams are 2 tablets of stone. Using your toothpick, carve the numbers 1 to 5 on one biscuit, and then 6 to 10 on the other. Use Roman numerals to make it look extra special. God guides us and gives us a future, so trust God.
Morning, church. For those who don't know me, I'm Lucas Woodward, also known as Woody's crazy eldest grandson. For today's offering is for the local church. What this entails is basically stuff like the heating, the power, like to run the lights, the insurances to keep the place going, wages to cover as well, broadcasting, as you can see, like from the comfort of your own home, and also at the moment you can see my ugly face, so sorry about that, and also running the various ministries like Kids Club. To give online during COVID, you can either give via e-giving or via direct bank transfer. Thank you and have a happy Sabbath.
Well, it's been 40 years since we left Egypt, and I confess I can't really remember Egypt anymore.
It has been a long time. You know, we went from young ones into adults, then we had children, and then there were grandchildren, and here we are.
And, well, our parents and our grandparents, they're gone.
Yeah, but God did tell us that this would happen before we entered the promised land.
And as the years have continued ticking by, I must admit that I wondered if this would ever come.
I know what you mean, and yet here we are.
Imagine just the promised land. What are you looking forward to most?
Oh, I'm going to be honest with you. I want to actually settle down. You know, I am tired of settling down in one spot and then suddenly having to pick up your tents and move somewhere else.
I mean, imagine planting a garden and then watching it grow and produce. That would be amazing.
Oh, but I can't imagine a life without manna, though. Like it falling from the heavens. I wonder if we'll remember what it's like in the long run.
There's the young ones who keep on coming to sing songs. Let's go watch them.
I agree. I am really glad that God has promised us a future, you know, so trust God.
I agree. God gave us a future, so trust God.
Stand strong when life changes. Stand strong through the ups and downs. Stand strong, for you know that God is in control. Stand strong when life changes. Stand strong through the ups and downs. Stand strong, for you know that God is in control. The storms of life will push and pull, but we are standing on the rock that never rolls. The storms of life will push and pull, we will keep standing. God is in control. Stand strong when life changes. Stand strong through the ups and downs. Stand strong, for you know that God is in control. Stand strong when life changes. Stand strong through the ups and downs. Stand strong, for you know that God is in control. The storms of life will push and pull, but we are standing on the rock that never rolls. The storms of life will push and pull, we will keep standing. God is in control. Stand strong when life changes. Stand strong, stand strong. Stand strong, for God is in control. Stand strong when life changes. Stand strong, stand strong. Stand strong, for you know that God is in control. Stand strong when life changes. Stand strong, stand strong. Stand strong, for you know that God is in control. Stand strong when life changes. Stand strong, stand strong. Stand strong, for you know that God is in control.
Hi, kids. Welcome back. What an amazing week we've had this week when we've learned so much. Malachi, look at you. You're sitting, you're happy, you're at peace. Do you remember all the things that we've learned this week? You remember the very first day we learned, what did we learn?
Well, we were, you were crossing the Red Sea, and I was so worried because the Egyptians, they were coming up and they were going to kill us.
That's right. What do you see in front of us right now? What is that?
The Jordan River.
You do. It's beautiful, isn't it? And do you know what's just on the other side of the Jordan River?
The Promised Land.
The Promised Land. Now, I have to tell you, I'm not going to go into the Promised Land with you, but you will be led there by someone else that God has chosen. Joshua will lead you into the Promised Land. Did you know, has God been leading us in the last 40 years?
Yeah.
Oh, it's kind of a trick question. It is, isn't it? Because I've been there, but it's not me that's been leading. It is God that's been leading. So God shows us the way.
Yeah, God will guide us.
He will. And the second thing we learn is when you look through that Jordan, beyond the Jordan, what's over there? Are you scared about what's over there? Is there going to be enough food? What are you going to eat when you get there?
Well, I mean, we had quail and manna when we were wandering through the desert, but I've been told by Caleb and Joshua about the wonderful milk and honey that we'll find over there. I'm not worried at all because, I think if I've learnt anything from all the things we've went through is that God will give us what we need.
Oh, so trust God. That's very good. And but what about, you remember they said there's giants over there? And I can see, just from here, I can see the walls of Jericho over there, and they're really big. Well, how are you going to be brave enough? How's God going to be, what's going to happen? Are you going to be okay? Are you going to be strong enough?
Well, we were worried about the Amalekites, right? We were worried about their army coming to wage war on us as the Israelites, and we were. I know a lot of the Israelites you were telling me were very nervous.
Yeah.
And I mean, we might not have you holding a staff over us anymore, but we still have God watching over us. So God will give us strength.
So trust God. That's so true. And so now you're there and you're fighting the enemy and God is protecting you and giving you strength. And how are you going to know that as you keep going deeper and deeper into that promised land, is God going to be with you? Are you sure? How do you know?
Well, yeah, I was worried at first when I was thinking about the promised land 40 years ago when we first got here and the 12 spies went out. And things have changed, though, because over this time I've seen you with the 10 Commandments. I remember when we got them, when you came back and I was looking all over for you, and then you showed me how the 10 Commandments would help guide me. So with the 10 Commandments, I'm certain we'll be fine because God will guide us.
So trust God. And you know, there's one more thing I hope you take with you, and I know you will, because you have Joshua there with you and you have God with you, is that you can always have hope. Because every time you've needed God, he's shown up, hasn't he? And so no matter what happens, even when you feel like there's so much evil, so much danger, so much things against you, you can trust that God will be there because he's always provided for us and he always gives us strength and he always gives us all that we need, provides everything, and he guides us so we can have hope that there is a future and that the promised land will be there for us and God will always be with us every step of the way. So we can have hope. So trust God.
Hey kids, welcome back to my teaching area where we're going to be learning one final memory verse for this week here at Kids Club. I hope you've had a great time. I've had a splendid time. I've made lots of new friends, had some fun moments with others, and I've really enjoyed the drama. My brain's been feeling really exercised as well, learning all these new and fun Bible verses. Now, let's go through the last three we've learnt, and hopefully you can all remember them along with the actions. So on day 1, we had our first Bible verse from Exodus 3, and that one said, God answered, I will be with you. And then on day 2, we went all the way to the New Testament in Matthew, and that one said, your Father knows what you need before you ask him. And then just yesterday, we went all the way to Philippians 4, verse 13. And that one said, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. The final verse we'll learn for this week comes from John 14, verse 3. This is one of my favorite promises from Jesus in the Bible. And it says, I will go to prepare a place for you. Now, I think there are some fun actions for this one. Let's go. I will go to prepare a place for you. So let's all stand up and do these actions together. Alrighty. I will go to prepare a place for you. Now, I hope you've had a great time here at Kids Club. I hope your brain's feeling very exercised as mine is, and we hope to see you come back next year.
Raphael,
What is it?
Joshua has announced that we're going to the promised land. Remember the stories? A land filled with milk and honey, they said. Imagine!
So he finally sent out spies to scout the land. And do we have a chance?
They even talked about grapes, so big that it took 2 men to carry them in on a pole. What do you think grapes taste like?
The soldiers, Abigail. The soldiers. Do we have a plan?
And the figs. Don't get me started on the figs. What I wouldn't give for one of those.
And what about walls? Do they have any walls? Because if they have walls, we're doomed. We can't penetrate walls.
Even pomegranates. What a strange name for a fruit. But I bet they taste heavenly.
And you will taste them. The Lord will deliver this land into our hands, and you'll be able to taste all of these things.
Ah, Shira, please tell me you heard about the announcement.
Imagine a huge feast with all different kinds of meat, fruits, and bread.
Yes, I heard the announcement.
And do we have a chance?
Well, I'll tell you what they said. The towns are large and strong. There are men guarding the cities at all times, and there are even said to be giants, but that's just a rumor.
Giants? Giants? We don't have a chance. Is there even any hope?
And a new dress with colours. And new shoes. How lovely. I heard that apparently the cloths, they haven't worn out for an entire 40 years.
I'm not discouraged, Raphael. Through Joshua and Caleb, we will defeat them, and God will deliver them into our hands. Just have patience. We will have all of these things and more. The Lord will deliver us.
Happy Sabbath! Today we're going to make a craft to remind us how good God is every time we see it. When I see something beautiful, I remember that God is with me. He gives me what I need, He makes me stronger, and I can trust God. Can you trust God? Let's go start our craft. In your kit, there is a piece of foil, some string, a selection of plastic beads, and a wooden bead. You will also need a baking tray and something to shape your foil around. Step 1. Preheat the oven to 200 degrees. Step 2. Form the foil around your desired shape. Try to keep the base and sides smooth. Fold down excess for easy bead access. Step 3. Place the plastic beads in the foil shape. Carefully spread them out into one layer and touching, trying to get as close to the edge as possible, so it will fill the whole space. Position the wooden bead where you would like the top to be, about one plastic bead away from the edge. Step 4. Place the mould with beads on a baking tray. Then carefully, with the help of an adult, place in the oven. Leave in the oven for 18 to 20 minutes. Remove from the oven and leave to cool. Step 5. carefully remove from foil. Thread the string through the wooden bead and tie a knot in the end.
Hello, in today's Tribe Time Bag, you'll find a kaleidoscope. Kaleidoscopes were invented in 1816 by David Brewster, a Scottish inventor. Sir David Brewster was studying science and learning about the properties of light. While looking at some objects at the end of the two mirrors, he noticed patterns and colours were recreating and reforming into beautiful new arrangements. He realized that he could create a tube and enjoy the different patterns over and over again. The Israelites had been wandering in the wilderness for 40 years. They had old memories of Egypt behind them and dreams for the future ahead of them in the Promised Land. Looking through a kaleidoscope gives us one view, and then if we turn the end, the view changes, a little bit like memories and dreams. We know that God gives us another promise in the Bible, a promise for a happy future living with Him. Enjoy looking through your own kaleidoscope and imagine what a wonderful place heaven will be. As always, God gives us and guides us Always remember, God guides us and gives us a future. So, trust God.
This is Rocky the Rock Badger. He's going to help us remember an amazing promise from Jesus. It is found in the book of John chapter 14 verse 3. After I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back. Then I will take you to be with me so that you may be where I am. Did you know that most small animals have burrows that they dig in the ground? Not rock badgers though. The name kind of gives it away. They find shelter under and in between rocks. They can live on seemingly sheer cliffs. Rock badgers have black rubbery pads on their feet that sweat and help them to grip onto sheer rock. They have 3 stomachs that their food has to pass through to be digested. There is a different kind of bacteria in each stomach. Pretty cool, hey? God provides a safe place to rest our lives. I'm glad that He has promised that He will look after me until He comes back to take us to be with Him forever. So remember, God gives us a future, so trust God.
Finally, the Israelites were moving to the Promised Land. There were no removal trucks. It was the same process they did over and over again. Pack up, move, settle down. But soon they were moving into a lush, beautiful place. When they got there, they would be able to stay put there forever if they wanted to. Today's game is a bit different to the rest. Because it's the weekend, these activities are designed to do with your family. Your family have received a large poster to colour in and a Moses scavenger hunt. Enjoy exploring your yard, street or bush. Always know that God guides us and gives us a future. So trust God.
We will trust in God alone. We will stand upon His word, and whatever comes our way, we are strong and we are brave. His truth will be our guide through the day and the darkest night. Our God will give us strength. We are strong and we are brave, and we will stand together, stand forever. We will stand strong, standing up for God each day. We will stand strong. All right, here we go again. We will trust in God alone. We will stand upon His word, and whatever comes our way, we are strong and we are brave. His truth will be our guide through the day and the darkest night. Our God will give us strength. We are strong and we are brave, and we will stand together, stand forever. We will stand strong, standing up for God each day. We will stand strong and we will stand together, stand forever. We will stand strong, standing up for God each day. We will stand strong, yeah, we will stand strong. We will stand strong.
Today was a very exciting day in the Israelite camp. We learnt about the 10 commandments being given to Moses by God Himself.
That's pretty cool. I can't imagine what it would have been like. The thunder and lightning, it would have been crazy.
Oh, I know. God gave the people the way to be happy, to get along with each other and to worship him.
And then, because of the choices that the Israelites made, they had to spend 40 years in the wilderness.
And finally, it was time to get to their destination, the Promised Land.
Wow, what a place it would have been. It would have been so nice for them just to go back to a house even.
Oh, yeah. And to be able to plant gardens and still be there when it was time to pick the food.
Yeah. The people must have been building up to this moment, getting real excited their whole lives.
Mm-hmm. You know, there's actually something I'm really looking forward to as well. In the Bible, Jesus gave a special promise. He said, "And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and will take you myself, that where I am..." Let's try that one again. "And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and will take you to myself, that where I am, you may be also."
I can't wait for that day either. I can't imagine the place that they're preparing for us.
I know. The Bible describes it in some pretty interesting ways. Firstly, it says, "In my Father's house are many mansions." And I would love to live in a mansion.
I would too. Who wouldn't?
Everyone.
Yeah. You know, there is a description in the last part of the Bible, in the book called Revelation. It just sounds amazing that the foundation stones of the city walls had every kind of jewel in them. These gems included jasper. Do we have a colour here?
Kind of like the one at the very top there.
Sapphire. Do we have that one?
Or down here.
Emerald somewhere? Nice, nice. And then the 12 gates were 12 pearls.
And
massive pearls.
Big pearls like this.
That's awesome. Each gate was a single pearl, and the city streets were pure gold. Transparent, like glass, like looking through a window.
Oh my goodness, I can't even begin to imagine it. It sounds so beautiful and sparkly. Imagine all that bling. Pearls the size of gates and gold. Amazing.
It probably would have looked something like this, you reckon? Can we get...
Oh yeah. I reckon it would
all the colours, all the sparkle.
Something like this.
That would have been so cool.
That's pretty spectacular.
And also, you know, God is there. So there won't be any darkness. It'll just be bright, beautiful light. So if you're scared of the dark, you might want to go to heaven, hey? That might be a good spot to be, because no more darkness.
I won't ever feel scared again.
And even better than a beautiful place to live, there'll be Jesus. Who doesn't want to meet Jesus?
Exactly.
Am I right?
I want to enjoy heaven with all of you. Jesus wants you there too. He says, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come into him and eat with him and he with me."
Wow, so that means that if we ask Jesus to be our friend, he'll come into our lives, into our hearts. He will party with us and he will have a place in heaven for us.
Yeah.
So I encourage all of you today to make that your mission.
Today, we have learnt that God guides us and gives us a future. So trust God.
All right, now let's pray. Lord, what a week. Thank you for the awesome adventures that we have had, traveling with the Israelites and Moses through the desert. We are so happy that you have a future plan for us. Please come into our lives, Lord. Forgive us when we make bad choices and be our friend forever. Please live in our hearts. We love you. Amen.
Amen.
Shalom Havarim, Shalom Havarim, Shalom, Shalom. Till we meet again, till we meet again.